This is going to be a quick video on the JUKI DDL-8500 Industrial sewing machine. I just recently picked up this machine. There was a few things wrong with it. We'll talk about that later in the video. Obviously I've cleaned the machine. It was just basically dusty and a little bit of dirt and had been in storage. So I think the first thing I will show you how to do is thread the machine. Decided to make this video because most of the videos that I saw on this machine are about 10 years old. Typically they're just places that were selling the machine. They were doing a quick video, and I thought, you know, there's a lot of people out there that might be looking for or find one of these on the secondary market. And just the same as in the case where I found this, you're not going to get a user's manual. The person selling it might offer like no information on it because they don't really know about it. It was in storage. And so let's start by showing how to thread the machine. You will start out coming with your thread off of your thread stand through the back hole on this post and over the top of this pre-tensioner, and then you'll head towards your next post. Just came off of this tensioner. We'll come to this post, go through this hole from the right to the left, candy cane down to the next hole, right to the left, and then we'll head down to the pressure disc. Bring your thread down through this guide. Go around the right hand side of these pressure discs, underneath, up the left hand side, and make sure that you catch this spring. You can loosen the pressure discs by lifting the foot if you need to get it in there, and then go under this arm and up to the take-up lever. You want to go up through the take-up lever and down through the next guide. Go down through this guide here. There's a small hole, which is the guide in the needle bar. Go down along the left hand side of your needle and thread it from left to right. I have the machine set up on my test bench here, and this is your stitch length right over here. This is your reverse lever, and then I just showed you how to thread it. Hopefully you can slow down the video if you have to see how that went. This is your upper tension here, and then I've just got this set up on my test bench with a servo motor just for demonstration purposes. I've got a size 16 needle. The size needle or the needle system that you want to be using on this machine is the DBX1 needle. You can get them up to this happens to be a size 18 package here. I have a size 16 in the machine now. Typically this type of machine, it's just a straight stitch, lock stitch sewing machine. You can use it for tailoring, a little bit of light leather. This is a marine vinyl. As long as you're using the correct needle and correct thread, you shouldn't have a problem. This is a dual duty jeans top stitching thread here, which is about the same weight of a thread that I have it threaded up. This is a Tex 40. Hopefully this isn't too much information, but typically if you find one of these on the secondary market and you're doing a lot of home sewing, that's what this is going to be good for. Tailoring, home sewing, just where you're doing a straight stitch. It's nice to have the reverse. Typically you're going to find this on an industrial table with an oil pan with a built-in knee lift. Three things were out of adjustment when I bought this machine, which I didn't see right away, which is fine. I know how to adjust the machines. The first problem I'll talk about was when you lifted the presser foot with the lever in the back, these discs did not disengage. That's a very simple fix. This is on a sliding post that goes into the casting of the machine. It was just out a little bit too far. So all you have to do is there's one screw right under here. You can loosen that screw and just push this assembly back. If it's out too far, look over here, you'll see a slot. Don't go too far back. You want this check spring to be able to move up and down like it's supposed to. And tighten this screw and then check it again, and these plates should be loose. Plates should be loose, but this spring has to be free to move. Okay, I'm going to reposition the camera and show you the other thing that was wrong, or that was out of adjustment, let's say. The second thing that was out of adjustment on the machine was the feed dogs. The feed dogs were not coming up properly to transport the fabric through the machine. The front of these was too low. That's another simple adjustment. Right up under here, if you look where my blue pencil is, there's one screw that you loosen, and then you can just, these are on a swivel, you can just move the feed dogs to where they just come up, and these teeth should be just above this plate. And then you can just go ahead and tighten the screw and check to make sure that they're not hitting anything, that you haven't pushed them up so high that they're hitting this plate, and then you should be good to go on that adjustment also. The third thing that was out of adjustment, which is really simple, actually you can adjust this at any time depending on what kind of fabric you're working on. But I think what had happened was the people that had this didn't realize that the feed dogs were not coming up high enough, and rather than try to adjust them, what they did was they just kept screwing this down and adding more and more pressure to the presser foot, trying to solve the feed dog problem, which they didn't see. So I readjusted that. Very simple. You just run this counterclockwise, it'll come up, and that'll put less pressure on the presser foot, and then you can just secure it with this other locking ring here. You always want to make sure that you don't need excessive pressure on this foot, just enough to keep the fabric against the feed dogs. This is a self-oiling machine. I do have the oil pan with the knee lift for the machine. I've gone through the machine. That green that you see over there on the post is just covering up advertising. I didn't want to show that. And yeah, the machine's running really good now. If you liked this video or learned anything from the video, hopefully, please subscribe, hit the like button. Hitting the like button lets YouTube know I'm a good guy and that you liked my video. And thanks for watching.